All right, I'm here on this cold, windy day at Propst Farm. So this place is known for gigantic rubies. Hopefully you can find at least some rubies. There's a lot of good corundum here. You gotta fill in your hole when you're done. It's cash only. The roads are great, so don't worry about that. And you know, I just got here, so I'm gonna look around a little bit, see if I can find some stuff and pick a spot to dig a hole. I did it. My first Propst Farm corundum. You can see that it has the shapes on it. That's how I found it. Everything here is clay clod. It's all red mud. So it's very difficult digging. And I'm sifting because I want to try and find what I can. And when you're doing that, you try and break up the clays as best as you can. And you take a good look in there and you see if there's anything that's got some shape to it. And that's pretty much the method I'm going with right now. This is the kind of place where you really have to manage expectations. In other words, it's going to be hard work, and you may and may not get some stuff, and you may not get a trophy-sized ruby. So this is really, hard work, and that's what you should expect here at Propst Farm, to find giant rubies. That's a really good size one, actually, compared to most North Carolina rubies. There you go, 6 sides. That's corundum. Well, I've been digging for a while now. I'll show you over here. That's the neighbor's house I just ducked under there, and then this is Ron's house there. So when you pull up, that's what you'll see is a house there. Driveway over there. You kind of go over there and meet up with Ron. Here's a field here. There's some horses and goats and stuff over there. Here's a big old barn. You'll see that in the back there. Here's my car. That won't be here. And then this is kind of the dig area over here. All over there. I'm digging over there. So, yeah, finding about 1 an hour. So it's not super exciting, not a lot of video. All right, so I dug from about 9:30 to about 4:30. And that's how much dirt I actually sifted through. That's how much dirt I just threw out of the hole. And this is the hole. It's about knee high, really. They say that this spot's been really dug since the 70s, but different areas have been dug, right? So maybe this area hasn't been dug 6 foot deep before. So, the deeper you go, they say, the better the rubies you'll get here. After a good rain, you'll find them on the surface, but I didn't have that luck. It hasn't rained here in a while, so everything's nice and dry, not really finding anything at all on the surface. I found those 2 rubies that looked like they had good shape. I found a bunch of other pieces that might be corundum. I'm gonna get those washed off and black lighted to check to make sure that they're corundum before I go and say, hey, look at all this corundum I found. So yeah, I'm gonna get right to that after I fill this whole hole in, and then I'll come back tomorrow and try and get some more. All right, I got the hole filled. Let's go see what corundums we got. All right, the sun just came up on the next day. Last night I had these in soapy water, and then I washed them off with some clean water this morning. Wiped them with a paper towel a little bit. As you can see by the mud on the plate there, they were still kind of dirty this morning. The red stuff really sticks to these. I was told that that iron out could make it chalky, so I'm not going to use iron out on these. So let's just start off with, what did we get? There is a really cool ruby. It's got 2 different tops on it. Just neat. And it's got that other piece there sticking off. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intact sides and some other weird stuff going on there. So about half of these were really obvious because of the shape. This one has a really, really beautiful gemmy pink top on it. But the rest of it's pretty dark. 6 sides, that's really good. That one, obviously, 6-sided, nice. Not a lot of color going on. Just so you know, these are like industrial grade, so most of them aren't going to be facet grade. Although there are some there that are facet grade. I've seen them. They're pretty cool. That's another good way to identify a ruby right there, is that sheen, how it flashes on the whole face even when it's kind of busted up like that. Quartz will only give you that even sheen if it's a flat surface. Some of these are really difficult to identify. That one had a really bright pink spot on it that made it obvious. This one was one that was hard to identify for sure. All right, the only thing that gave it away was that a little bit pinker color and a little bit of that flash. I saw that face, but the rest of it, I was like, what? Could be quartz, I don't know, especially because of how dirty it was in the sifter. So I put it off to the side and washed it later and checked, and it's corundum. This is another one, just that little flash. Even if it's all busted up like that, it gives you that nice even flash. The other thing about this particular stone is that it's nice and heavy. That one too. That's the other way you can tell it apart. It is much heavier than quartz. Even the little pebbles, you can feel the weight difference. Some other pieces I wasn't sure about, but I had Ron check them, and I mean, look at that sheen. That's the pretty obvious giveaway. Even though there's not really any shape to this piece, but yeah, there you go. Look at that tiny bit of sheen right there. That's all that really gave that piece away when I cleaned it off. This one had the obvious shape to it, which was nice. And this was one of the only ones that I caught in the larger sifter, because it's a little bit wider. It's kind of neat, but no color or anything like that to that. Just shape. And there's that one's really pretty. It's all busted up, but look at that bluish color there. And that really nice bright pink. You can see the sun's passing through it a little bit. It's a little gemmy, but it's just a chunk, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and then the other ones are pretty busted. Yeah, and then just a little tiny bit more pink. So I'm gonna have to say that's the specimen of the day, and I'm gonna get ready and go right back and dig another hole. So stay tuned. Some cool goats here. Luna's excited to say hi. I don't think the goats want to say hi. Nope, the goats don't want to say hi. We're gonna leave them alone. All right, I'm back at Propst farm for day 2. That's all frozen because it's in the shade still. It's literally freezing today. So I'm gonna need to get to work and get that blood pumping and get a nice big huge hole dug, and then sift out whatever's in the bottom of that hole. I'm gonna dig over there somewhere because I saw more rocks on the ground over there, and I always say gravel's good, so I'm gonna go check that out. All right, guys, I'm here with Ron, and he's showing me some awesome things. This is called Hiddenite, or Hedonite. It's from Hiddenite, North Carolina. One of the 4th rarest gemstones in the world. And he's got 3 pieces of it. This one's he won in an auction. And the price of this stuff is insane. And these are the incredible rubies. The legendary soda can. The Propst Farm Tall Boy. What a rock. This rock right here started Ron's obsession. Picked this up off the ground one day, hit a nail with it, and realized it was something special. And so that's what really sparked his fire for these great stones. Look at that color, the red, the blue, ruby and sapphire corundum, huge, beautiful terminated sides, all the incredible colors. This is the potential that this location has if you dig really, really, really deep. And so that's going to be my challenge today, is dig the deepest hole I can and then sift what's in the bottom of that. Wow, what great pieces, Ron. Thanks for showing me. Wow, just gnarly. All right, that's working, right? Yeah, okay. just to show you guys, this is not easy. I'm digging a trench over here. And after a while, you gotta switch to the shovel and get the dirt out of the hole so you're not just swinging through the same dirt over and over again. And eventually I'll get deep enough that I'll start actually going through the material. Today I decided I don't really want to go through the topsoil very much. I'm finding a lot of roots in my hole, which is good. That means that no one's really dug here in a while. Gave the roots some time to grow in. So I'm pretty happy with where I'm digging so far. I'm gonna get my sifter set up here in a minute and start going through material. I'll show you the hole real quick. Here you go, dug a trench. There's a pile of dirt. See if there's any rubies coming out. Okay, I made the hole bigger. I started going through a little bit of material. I found my very first piece of corundum. No shape, not a whole lot of color, but I know what it is. It's got that little flash on it. There it is. Corundum. All right, so I found a few chunks so far in my bucket. Once you put your dirt in your sifters, and don't come here without sifters. If I just dug that hole and tried to go through that dirt with my hands, I don't think I'd find much. I go through it a little bit. I don't find anything. What I do find is stuff in my sifters. So bring the sifters. So yeah, you're gonna throw out any grass or sticks or whatever. Then you're gonna take your big clumps and see if you can break them. It's not worth spending too much time breaking clumps, but you give the whole thing a shake and then you just smash up the clumps. And then you take the bigger ones, if they're blocking, you just take a handful of them and they're gonna block all your little stuff. So if you can't break them, you kind of got to throw them out, just onto the ground there. Big pile of clods that aren't going to break. And yeah, can't do this with one hand. Okay, so I gave it a good shake. I'm going to break up the clods, and then I'm going to throw the big ones out. And then I'm going to look really, really closely at everything that's left in my sifter. Every single rock is going to come out. I'm going to check the quartz for aquamarines, because that's a possibility here. And I'm going to check every single clod to see if it's a rock, and every single rock to see if it's a corundum, because this is 90% mud. So all the rocks are definitely worth looking at. I like to get it down to where there's a single layer on the top and then look really, really close at everything before I dump that out. And then when I'm done with the top sifter, I do the bottom sifter the same way. You can see how much dirt is in there. I'm going to give it a good shake and then break up as many clods as I can. And then once I get it down to a single layer, I'll take a good look at it and dump the rest out. Hopefully I can find some pieces. All right. There's my trench. I put some sticks down there because I'm going to fill it in. And if anyone else finds those sticks, they'll know I was already there. There's all the stuff that I went through today. The smaller stuff that went through the sifter, smaller stuff that didn't go through the sifter, and the larger stuff that wouldn't go through the sifter. It's all clay clods. There could really be some stuff in there, but I can't really just spend all day breaking up those clay clods, or else I wouldn't be able to dig this hole. So clay clods. So what I'm going to do is leave those on the top and let the rain kind of, erode those away, and see if any rocks come out of those. That'll be for the next guy. Try and, think of next, dude. It's not really going to make a difference to me. So sticks, then fine dirt, then little clods, then medium clods, then big clods. And then hopefully something will weather out for the next guy. I'll show you in a few minutes what I got. I definitely got a few little pieces, nothing like yesterday, but I'm going to wash it off and see what comes out of the bucket. All right, so a little bit of soap and water. I got them all cleaned up. Got 6 pieces, which is half as many pieces as the day before. I don't know if that helps you with where you're going to dig your hole, but the dirt I was in was a lot harder and had a lot more clods in it on the second day. So anything over by that tree stump, maybe softer dirt. I don't know if it's because it's been dug before or whatever it is, but I found more over there as well. Ron will tell you, there's no way to really guess where you're going to put your shovel. This one had really good color and decent shape. Beautiful little ruby. Gorgeous. This was the one that I found on the ground. Had a little bit of sheen. It was in someone else's rock pile, and I could tell what it was, so that's good. That one's got sapphire and ruby right on the face there. Really pretty blue color. Little notch there. Nothing crazy. And this was the one that I found yesterday. Just that little bit of sheen there. A little bit. It's so pointy. A little point. You can see there's some decent color there. Okay, so that's Propst Farm. That's what I got. 18 pieces in 2 days. It's not bad, actually. That's the most North Carolina corundum I found at any of the ruby mines in North Carolina that I went to. I think if you're willing to put in some work, this is a really great place to go. I think it's a good place to have multiple people digging a hole, so that you can get, you know, a bigger hole. That'd be good. So it's a good spot to make a team dig. So if anyone wants to go, let me know, and we'll put something together. That'll be a lot of fun. All right, so that was Propst Farm, guys. Just take a second if you like this video so far, and just give me a subscribe down there. It's free to do. Helps me out a whole lot. Helps me build the channel. Thanks for that. And just wanted to let you guys know it was a really great time over there. You should go check it out. Give Ron a call and check out Propst Farm. Go down, dig yourself a hole, find some nice big corundums, and make sure you get your nice ethically sourced American gemstones, guys. It's great to get your American gemstones. We've got a lot of miners in this country who are waiting to sell you some beautiful stuff. So just contact your miners, and you'll find some really great things. And if you've got a dream out there, guys, I just want to let you know it's going to take some doing. So don't put it off anymore, and go ahead and get started on that. It's time to build up your dreams. Don't put it off anymore. It's time to go do some fun stuff. It took a lot of doing to get this Rockhound road trip together, but it's been pretty amazing being able to go out on the road and go to all these places and do all these things and show all you guys. I've got kind of a lot of people now following me here, it feels like, and watching my videos, so it's really a pleasure to be able to spread the message of American minerals for you guys, and try to reduce those negative outcomes from foreign minerals coming into the country. And you know, we don't really know what all is going on over there in terms of forests and species, and, you know, labor practices and things like that, guys. So it's great to get those American minerals and do amazing things with them. Put them on your shelf, and just let them motivate you to have a beautiful day. All right, so we'll see you next time. Thanks for subscribing, and check out the Instagram and Facebook and loveandstonecreations.com.